The golden chest, one of the many ways to obtain loot in Borderlands. But what if it was the only way you could obtain loot? So today we're going to be attempting to beat Borderlands 3 and its endgame using loot from the golden chest only. To start us off on this challenge, we need a Vault Hunter, and a personal favorite on Borderlands 3 is Mose. So I chose Zane. My main thought process behind this was Zane, to me at least, has a bit more versatility around the gear you can use on him at endgame, unless of course you're running like an Iron Burst setup on Mose, but that feels like it kind of defeats the point of this challenge, and considering I can't focus farm any particular pieces of gear, choosing Zane just made the most sense to me. So with my Vault Hunter chosen, it was time to get some of that sweet golden chest loot. Except it wasn't. You see, the golden chest only exists on Sanctuary, and to get there we have to beat a few early game missions. And yes, I could do the level 13 skip, but where's the fun in that? Plus, this gives me a good chance to go over just exactly what the goals and rules are for this run. Firstly, the rules. There's only a few, and they're all pretty simple. Any gear that I use has to be from the golden chest, but I made an exception on everything pre-Sanctuary. I don't hate myself that much, alright? I just don't. Plus, all of the gear I have on me once we make it to Sanctuary will be sold. I am allowed to pick up any gear I find so I can sell it and therefore upgrade my SDUs. And lastly, diamond keys. Are they allowed? Yes. Now, I only allowed myself 2 diamond keys, which I could use once I beat the main story and once again once I reached max level. Definitely didn't go crazy with it or anything. The goal for this run started off just to beat the main story of Borderlands 3, and I went into this playthrough with this mindset, but as I was playing, I decided that maybe we should take it up a step and try to beat all or as much of the end game as I possibly could in Borderlands 3. So that's exactly what we're doing. But what exactly is the end game of Borderlands 3? Honestly, it's pretty much whatever you want it to be, but for this run, I wanted to beat both the Maliwan and Guardian takedowns, Captain Haunts from the Bloody Harvest event, as well as Joey Ultraviolet from the Revenge of the Cartels event. I will also be attempting to beat all 6 True Trials on True Trials mode, and lastly, I also wanted to try and beat what is arguably the hardest boss in the game, Hermivorous and Vermivorous. There are a few things left off this list that I know others might class as true endgame activities, such as Seer, the Slaughter Shaft, maybe Sponge Boss, something like that, but not for me. I also won't be completing every DLC, as I didn't think there'd be much point considering I can't even use any of the gear from that content, and it would just add unnecessary amounts of time into an already very lengthy playthrough. And with all of that out of the way, let's talk about the golden chest. What is it exactly? To understand the golden chest, you need to understand loot in Borderlands 3, and there is quite a lot of loot in this game, and a bunch of ways to obtain that loot. 4 of those ways, being the 4 main ways, are quest completion rewards, vault cards, dedicated drops, and world drops, with only one of these correlating to the golden chest, which is world drops. That means quest rewards, such as the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge, is out of the question. The Schluter and Blade Fury from vault cards, also well out of the question, as well as a bunch of high tier gear from dedicated drops, such as the Hellwalker, the Sandhawk, Breath of the Dying, Seeing Dead class mod, and basically just every piece of gear from a DLC. That sounds like a lot of items not available to me during this run, because it is. However, we aren't completely screwed, as there are a handful of great items that come from world drops, such as the Rowan's Call, the Revolta Shield, and Zane's Executor class mods, plus a few others. Now, the only issue is actually tracking those items down and getting them from the chest, which is way easier said than done. Alright, that seems to be pretty much everything we need to cover, and it looks like we're finally stepping foot on Sanctuary, which means it's gambling time. This is it. This one chest holds my fate for the rest of this run. All of my gear has been sold. I have nothing of note on me. I have currently 65 keys on my character. I think I have about 80 more in the mail. That may or may not turn into like 160 at some point. No, definitely not. But it is time to start gambling. My fate rests with this chest. Oh my god. What a great start. I do want to try and get myself a full loadout from the chest before we head on. We got a launcher. Okay, that's my one weapon right now. We got a troublemaker, which actually wouldn't be bad for the opening parts of this. We got a tracker as well. A radical, not bad either. Okay, I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? I need 3 good weapons. Could I get a legendary? We can. And we got ourselves a red queen. Not exactly what I want. Can I get any guns, please? Jesus Christ. This was a stupid idea. I've spent 4 keys and I've got 1 gun. All right, finally, we got some weapons. We got 2 SMGs. Got an accelerator and we got a shotgun. We got a Terminator as well. All right, I need 1 more gun. I need 1 more gun. And then we can move on. We got ourselves no guns. Great. I've had about 90 shields this entire time. This is going wonderfully. All right, so we basically have our loadout. We've got a hedgehog, an accelerator, and a Terminator with these 2 shields. Right now, nothing else matters to us. So we're going to head on into Promethea and get through the next part of this campaign. We had our first few pieces of chest gear, and it was time to head down to Promethea to help Lorelei, Reese, and Zero with their Maliwan problem. But before continuing with any main story stuff, I wanted to test my new gear. So I picked up the Maliwanabees mission to fight Max and Rex with the added bonus of Borman Nate's turning up, and things were looking good. And I even managed to pull 2 legendaries because, you know, of course I did. I'd get good luck, you know, when I can't use them, which is great. These opening missions on Promethea were going well. I was racking up the XP and we were cruising through these early levels. But I did have a worry. Obviously, when playing Borderlands and you're progressing through these early game sections, you tend to swap around a lot of gear pretty often as high level items start to drop. Yeah, I couldn't do that, like, at all. And I was worried that my gear would become super subpar very quickly and I'd have to be heading back to Sanctuary every 10 minutes to swap out gear. But to my surprise, this didn't really happen. The handful of guns I'd gotten at level 10 were holding their own very well, even up to our first boss fight with them. Alright, usually this is like a super simple fight. You just flick him and he basically just falls over and dies. I have a feeling it's not going to be that simple today. But, oh my god, his health is actually just flying down. So maybe it will be that simple. Although, actually saying that, he's putting up a little bit of resistance. Not a ton, though. Let's just see what this thing can do. Just blast him a little bit. Alright, that's not doing a whole ton, actually. Wasn't as easy as it usually is, but it still went down pretty goddamn easily. And I can't use any of this goddamn loot. Kind of sucks. I know Gigamind isn't exactly the scariest boss in the world to come up against, but it was a nice moment of relief knowing my gear was at least capable of doing what I needed it to do, and therefore I should be alright for the rest of this run, right? With these types of challenges, I typically stick to the main storyline, usually because the goal for these runs is to just beat the main storyline. But considering we were going to be taking on BL3's endgame, side missions were now a thing I needed to do for XP so I could hit max level a bit quicker. So I took a detour into Electro City, where there is quite a lot to do with even more side missions, rare spawning enemies, and finally the Kilovolt boss fight. Now I wish I could sit here and say this boss fight went as smoothly as the last one, but I'd be lying. Turns out trying to fight a level 16 Kilovolt with nothing but level 10 blue rarity weapons, not the best idea in the world. Tough shit, brother mans. Oh god. Oh, he has quite a bit of health. Oh, he has quite a bit of health. Huh. Just like a little bit, just like a teeny bit. Yeah, just not like nothing to worry about. No. I'm so screwed. I'm so screwed. Oh, I'm so screwed. Oh, I'm so screwed. Oh, I'm so screwed. This is gonna be so difficult. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, we're halfway through. This is the most difficult Kilovolt fight I think I've had since like launch. Come on. He's so close to death. Oh my god, yes, that's what we want. That's huge damage. Oh my god. Ow. That hurts as well, though. That hurts like a lot. Oh, thank god. Thank god. And what did we get? We got a 9 volt. Okay. I actually wouldn't hate that right now, to be honest. But, I can't use it. And we got a legendary from the chest as well. A Lucian's Call. Oh, again, it would have been really great for right now, but I can't use it. But I can sell it. Yippee! Money! With our little detour over, it was time to head back to Sanctuary as we needed to make our way to Athenas to progress. But before leaving for Athenas, I decided it would be a good time for some more gambling. We're 5 levels up from where we were last time. Hopefully I can just get some good level 15 guns, so my life won't be hell for the next couple of hours. Back to shields and grenades. Sick. Give me a gun. Oh, we got guns. We got a Terminator and we got a Audi Noki. What a name. Honestly, give me like 1 or 2 more guns and then we can go. Like an SMG. Ooh, a Vanquisher. Very nice. Very nice. Our first legendary pull that I can actually use. All right, one more spin. The gambler in me is getting addicted. It's not good. Cloning longbow, sure. That can come in. We'll grab that. We'll grab that. We got ourselves some pistols, some pistoleros. I actually don't mind that at all. That can stay. That can go. That can stay. All right, good. We got some decent upgrades on our weapons, which is great. All right, we can sell all the crap that I don't need. Buy ourselves, let's get ourselves a little bit of SMG ammo. Why not? Considering our legendary is an SMG. All right. Time to head to Athenas. A bunch of new loot was acquired and we're reunited with my favorite vault hunter, Maya. The vibes were high, for a short moment at least, until I remembered what was coming up. In all seriousness though, I did really enjoy the direction they took Maya in Borderlands 3. Yes, there are some glaring letdowns with her character arc in this game. Ava, I'm talking about Ava. And I'm not even someone who hates Ava's character, I just wish this arc was more fleshed out. Anyway, before we get too off topic, our new loot was doing the business, and I was really starting to think that this was going to be a doddle of a challenge. But I'm not gonna lie, Captain Trant kind of humbled my ass. Usually Trant is a super easy fight. You walk in, you breathe on him, he falls over, easy peasy. But he actually put a bit of a fight this time around and got close to killing me on several occasions, which would have been my first death of the run if he'd succeeded. Alright, Trant, let's see what you got. I have a feeling this could be hell, but I also have a feeling I could walk this. Let's find out. It's going a bit slower than what I'd usually like, but we're doing alright. Oh, that's not gonna be nice when that hits me. Oh dear Christ. Again, this just feels like I'm playing the game like it was when it was on launch. And like everything was actually a little difficult. It's kind of crazy. Just need the big guy to die. 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 God, it's been so long since I've seen any of these attacks. This man usually just dies in like 3 seconds. Although I guess that's the joys of not exactly having the most optimal setup right now. Alright, finally. Got your ass. Can I get a single legendary out of that? I mean, not like I can use it, but you know, it would have been nice. Alas though, Trant was dead and we were heading back to Sanctuary before heading back to Promethea to finish what we started earlier. I genuinely think these next few missions in Promethea are some of my favorites, mainly down to the fact it's essentially 3 boss fights back to back to back. And we love a good boss fight in this house. We start off by meeting back up with Reese, where we end up in space of all places. I know a lot of people can't stand this section of the game because of the low grav, but playing as Zane when you start getting his movement speed increases damage perks going is so much fun. Even using my random ass chest guns, I was having a blast going through this section. Not to mention we get to witness one of the greatest team ups in the history of team ups as we fight alongside none other than Respawn. I'd still upset over what Katagawa does to him. Actually the saddest moment of the entire game. Wow, this pistol is insane. It's 5 levels below, and it's kind of cruising. It's kind of schmoving. Jesus Christ, this thing's insane. I mean, not really. No, I'm not. I'm just, like, I was expecting that to be a lot harder. Ooh, I got 2 legendaries that I can't even use. I got a Super Ball, which I actually do quite like. And I got a Brainstormer. Great. With the first of those 3 boss fights down, it was time to head to Atlas HQ to fend off one last attack from Malawan. But first, it was gambling time. And I don't want to spoil anything, but we hit big here. It's feeling like a little bit of gambling time. It's been about 5 levels since we did so I'm thinking it's time for me to spend some more of my keys. Please don't screw me over, give me something good. I love starting with shields and goddamn grenades. Just give me a gun. All I want's a gun. Ooh, our first sniper of the run. A muck. I don't hate it. Oh, it's a gun. Oh, is that a hell shock? Oh my god, it is. Oh, that's my gun sword for like the next 10 levels. Yoink. Actually huge. All right, one more. And then we're heading off. Oh my god. Okay. I got another sniper. Not that I need one. We got a cloning hex. You know what? I'll take the shield. I'll take the hex to sell. Oh my god, a transformer. Oh my god. Okay. Sometimes gambling does pay off. Don't let anyone tell you it's bad to gamble. Oh yeah, the Hell Shark would not be leaving my inventory for quite some time, let me tell you. Oh, also now is probably a really good time to mention, I basically stopped doing side missions from this point. Yeah, I just realized I really didn't want to do them anymore, so I didn't. Anyway, back to Atlas. With our newly acquired weaponry, nothing stood a chance. I was having the time of my life, just running around blowing everything up with my new super powerful toy, and before long we were met face to face with the person that would end up being our second boss fight in this section. Alright, Hellshock, let's see what you got against Katagawa. Wow, he is basically already dead. That's kind of crazy. Jesus, look at his health. When you ever see get a shot on him, he's just blitzed. I remember that when this fight used to be difficult, man. And by difficult, I mean the first time I ever did it. You're dead, pal. You're like super duper dead. 2 down, 1 to go before it's a wrap on Promethea, and it's a big one because it is time for our first vault of the run. Usually by this point of a run, I'd have picked up some much stronger weapons than I currently had, mostly by doing some of the DLCs, you know, chasing down top guns from those expansions, such as the Convergence or an Unkempt Herald, but today I had the mighty Hellshock. Now, I knew the Hellshock was good against any old regular enemies, but I'd be lying if I said I had full confidence in it for this boss fight, and oh boy, how dumb of me was that. Alright, Rampager, let's see what you have against the Hellshock. Apparently, not much. This thing is insanely strong. Jesus Christ, look how strong the Hellshock is, man. Just blitzing through this entire goddamn boss fight. Look at the little cutie. Oh, he's got resist now to goddamn fire. God. Well, he ain't got resist to shock. Alright, well that was actually not that difficult at all, and I got a legendary. It's always a weird feeling after defeating the Rampager, because on one hand, it's pure joy that you've just beat the first real tough boss of the run, but on the other hand, my favorite character is now dead, and I want to strangle Ava Homer Simpson style. Moving on, it is time to head to our next new destination, Eden 6. I always see a lot of people shit-talking this section of Borderlands 3, and honestly, I don't get it. I really don't. I love the swamp vibes we've got going on here. There's some pretty great side missions to do. Not that I'll be doing many of them, but they are there. Plus, and this is a big one, we get introduced to 2 of what I think might be the best characters in this game, being Wainwright Jacobs and Clay. I absolutely love both of these characters, and they really do make this experience so much better. And quickly, before we did absolutely anything, I decided to hit up the golden chest, where I pulled myself a handsome jackhammer, which I've never really used before, but it did not disappoint. Now, we don't actually get introduced to Clay for a little bit, but the first main mission here does see us meet up with some very familiar faces, referred to as the B team in this game. Those faces being Tina, Brick, and Mordecai. We meet up with them as we break Hammerlock out of prison, where we have to fight the Warden. I'd love to sit here and say this was where the game started getting difficult thanks to this challenge. It didn't. In fact, annoyingly enough, as I kept leveling up and making Zane stronger, the stronger the Hellshock got. Like, I knew it was going to make this a little bit easier, but I literally did not need any other weapon. It was both a little frustrating and relieving. It was a very weird mix of emotions, to be honest. From here, we head to the Jacobs estate, where we're met with our first anointed enemy of the run, Billy. Billy can be a bit of a pain to defeat, but not today, as we just walk straight on through him, and before I knew it, I was on to the next mission. A mission that finally sees us introduced to Clay.
Easy, easy. I'm no fighter. I'm more of a people person.
These missions with Clay are truly just very fun. First up, we have to go break out a gunsmith from prison, a prison loaded with enemies. Oh wait, they're all dead because the Hellshock just goes bare. Next up, we head to Voracious Canopy, where we're looking for the Jacobs family jewel, which is just a really big spaceship. But we are introduced to another new character here called Balix. Balix is literally an AI that's a bit of a loudmouth who's stuffed inside of a teddy bear, and I don't think I could think of anything that more perfectly summarizes a Borderlands character, to be honest, other than his evil counterpart Genevieve, who takes over a killing machine robot thing that I end up having to fight.
Yeah, let's do it.
Holy hell. That's a level 20 Hellshock against Genevieve, and it is just absolutely obliterated her. Holy hell. I don't actually think I need to go gambling anytime soon, because this gun is insane. Like, it is insane. Yeah, I genuinely still can't believe just how good the Hellshock was, even at 10 plus levels below. But anyway, we had 1/3 of our next vault key, and it was time to get the second piece, which meant meeting back up with Clay and going through what might possibly be the best mission in this game, in my humble opinion. The mission starts with us getting the rogue pistol that allows us to discover loot and doorways. Actually, a pretty cool weapon concept, if I do say so. We then head into the Amber Mire, where we need to meet up with Clay's rogues, only to find out that they're all dead. No worries though, Clay has other operators in the field to help us get our vault part. First of those operators that we meet is Double D, a standard dancing girl. Oh yeah, now she's a Goliath. When I first saw this back in 2018, I think I straight up let out like a little yell of shock. Was not in the slightest what I was expecting. And as usual, the Hellshock just carries me through the onslaught of enemies that we all knew it would. We clean up the enemies, grab what we need, and move on to the next operator. That person being Quietfoot, whose fate is a little explosive to say the least. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just really couldn't help myself. Once again though, the Hellshock provides the goods, and we now just mow down every enemy we see. We grab what we need, and we move to the next area, where we meet Domino, who might be the nicest character in this game. And for the final time, during this mission at least, the Hellshock does its thing. We grab what we need and make our way to the final operator. That is Archimedes, and unfortunately for him at least, he chose the wrong side and now needs to face the judgment of me, or more so the Hellshock. And look at that, he's dead. Oh well, second vault key fragment acquired, and it was time to head back to Sanctuary for some well-deserved gambling. Just give me something good, please. Great. We got a front loader, which, with the transformer is so good. And we got a stopgap. Nah, I'm just gonna keep getting pistols. Sick. God, I hate the golden chest sometimes. Come on. 3 spins. 3 sets of pistols. I don't need pistols. I have the Hellshock. This thing is not leaving my inventory anytime soon. Sometimes though, sometimes when you gamble, it just takes a while for it to hit. Yeah, we got Tunguska, that's what I'm talking about. Right, 2 more, this one included. Please just give me something that's not a pistol. Great. Like a cosmic crater? You know what, I will take that for the time being. And then more shields, yippee. Please just give me like an AR or an SMG. That's all I'm asking for. Thank you. Sometimes you do get what you want. Yippee! The gear was finally starting to look good, and I no longer just had to rely on one gun, now that we had the sawbar, and honestly it came at the perfect time because the next boss fight was coming up thick and fast. We head back down to Eden 6 to get our last fragment for the vault, which means going to the Jacobs estate. This section is basically just a lockdown style fight whilst I wait for Hammerlock and Wainwright to find the next fragment for me. But as I said, the gear was in a great spot now, and I didn't really face too much competition here, so all of my weapons just tore through everything. And without long, the final piece was mine and we could move on. Not before, of course, having ourselves a boss fight. Let's see what the Hellshock can do against her, eh? I imagine it's probably just gonna blitz her. Yep. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. She's 11 levels ahead of the Hellshock, and it's still just absolutely insane. La-dee-dee. La-dee-da. This gun's too good, man. I really did hit the jackpot getting this thing. I love it. 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 The only thing between us on our way to our next vault was some easily disposed of enemies and a few statues to shoot, which really did not take too much time to work through. And soon it was time for vault number 2. Let's see just how well he fares against my weaponry, shall we? I fell off the map. Oh my god. Didn't get cocky. Not on the slightest. Don't know why it says such a thing. But, safe to say he's not much of a match for my Hellshock. Just gonna say it. Hellshock supremacy. This gun is nuts. This gun is pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely could have been a cleaner fight, but, the Hellshock still did me proud. This thing is nuts.
Now, Ty, do it.
Thomas!
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Tanis had been kidnapped, and of course we gotta go get her back, which means Carnivora was up next. But we needed to get ourselves a nicer looking ride first, which meant taking a quick detour to steal ourselves a gold car. And, like, do I really need to say it? 12 to 13 levels below on the Hell Shark, well, you know, it just did its thing and made this entire section a doddle. I mean, I rocked up to Big Donnie's place, killed him and all of his pans, stole his car, entered Carnivore, and did the same thing to literally every single bandit inside this place. You know, I always knew the Hell Shark was a decent weapon, at least during like the normal playthrough. Never realized just how good it was though. It did not take long until it was time for another boss fight, this time against the Agonizer 9000. Alright, Agonizer 9000. Let's see how you fare, considering I have 0 corrosive guns. So I've got to rely on fire for this, which could backfire, but to be fair, I don't think it will. Just keep moving, just keep moving. God, playing as Zane is actually just unfair sometimes. Like, he just moves so quickly. Bye-bye. I love this gun. It's so strong. Oh my god, what? What? Damn, this is gonna really suck for you two, huh? Bye-bye. Tannis was rescued and her big secret was out, but we had more pressing issues as one of our big bads was gearing up for the big fight, which meant we needed to do the same thing. This saw us head back to Pandora, where we teamed up with Tannis and headed into her old lab in Conrad's Hold, as we needed to look for a reactor. I did think about doing some gambling before heading here, you know, as like a reward, but considering just how good the Hell Shark was still going, not to mention how good the Jackhammer and the Sawbar still were too, I didn't really see the need. I mean, with the guns I had, I just walked through the entire mission area anyway. I'm starting to realize this challenge is a lot less challenging during a normal playthrough, huh? Good job we decided to do the end game, eh? A bunch more kills and a driving section later, we were back in Roland's Rest. Tannis was all charged up and it was time to take on Troy Calypso. I mean, first we did have to fight through an entire area of bandits. That was a cakewalk, but then it was time for our showdown. Oh, brother. You're gonna die. And it's gonna be glorious. Woo! Oh my god. How I didn't get hit there, I actually don't know. You're dying today, dude. I will say though, it is nice. This one, boss fight is the first one, I would say, of the run that we've actually had like a little bit of a challenge, which has been pretty cool. Oh, let's be fair, this is exactly like the easiest fight in the world anyway. Oh my god, I died. Oh, there we go. Oh my, he hit me with the big slam. Rude. But the oh my god, the Sawbar just absolutely crushed him. One Calypso down, one to go, and our final new destination to discover, Necrotafeo. We truly now are in the final moments of the main story for Borderlands 3. We land on Necrotafeo and meet up with our final new character of the game, Typhon de Leon, the first Vault Hunter. He first sends us down to the vault where Maliwan has made themselves at home, but none of them stand much of a chance against me at this point. That is until General Trant makes an appearance. Ammo was running low in the Hell Shark, so I was left with the Sawbar. That was doing a good enough job, but don't get me wrong, it could have been so much better. Therefore, I pulled out the Hell Shark and started blasting with what I had left. Oh, and now he's dead. Literally 17 levels below, by the way. It's pretty nuts. We head into the vault and learn that Typhon and his wife had already opened the vault and defeated the monster inside. It's also now that we learn the Calypsos are his children. Who could have seen that one coming? And as a reward for all of our efforts, he leads us to the final vault key that we need, and as an extra reward, also gives us the gun. And of course, I had to use it just for old time's sake, and of course, it spits out one of my favorite weapons that I can't even use. We really were approaching the finale now, so I decided to head back to Sanctuary quickly to do some last-minute gambling before the main event. Alright, before our big showdown, I'm thinking we do a little bit of final gambling of our base story run. Hopefully I can just get something great here. I got a Nemesis. Ooh, please be a Transformer. No, it's a front loader, goddammit. I don't hate a Nemesis, so do you know what? I think I am gonna take that over that. If this wants to spit me out an upgraded version of the Hell Shark, I think I would be the happiest human being on the planet. We're gonna go 2 more, just for whatever I get. We got ourselves a load of dice. Oh, baby, not quite what I want. Got ourselves, oh! Yep, the gun spits one out. I can't use it, but the golden chest spits one out and I can use it. Perfect. All right, one more spin after this and then we are off. And we got ourselves a black hole. Not quite what I'm after. Please just end with something good. Please. I hate this fucking box. We make our way back down to Necrotafeo and meet back up with the gang where we start the final mission. This mission is actually pretty cool as it takes us through each vault and gives us more lore on the origins of each key and the monsters that reside in those vaults. Like I said, pretty cool. But today we don't really care much for all of that because after placing all of the keys and charging the final key, it was time to fight Tyreen. Oh boy, it's time for the big one. Holy fuck the damage when you hit them crits. Oh great, this shite again. Completely forgot that was the whole point of this fight. Up we go. And the bangarang doing me proud right now. I don't think I need to. Just chuck the bangarang at her and it'll do it for me. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh my god. Just gotta dodge the, the death beams. This is so stupid. I'm just launching out fucking gunnerangs all over the place. Ain't no match for me. Oh god. Alright, no, can I? Oh my god, what did I get hit by? Oh no. This is bad. Where's the bug? Give me a bug. I've got 17 bullets left. Oh dear. Oh dear. Where's my, there it is. Oh no. Alright, there we go. That was way easier than it should have been. And it was done. The main story had been beaten using only gear from the golden chest. But we weren't finished just yet. Alright. Campaign beaten. We're on M11 and it's time to spend our first diamond key of the run. I really hope I just get something good here. Let's just see what we get. Let's just see what we get. Alright. Wall of goodies. So we're gonna start with grenade. And quite frankly, considering we've got our cannon, I'm not really that bothered of what we get. So I'm really just looking for like the anointment here. Action skill end, 50% bonus incendiary damage would be pretty nice. I think we're gonna go with, let's just grab ourselves. I think we're probably gonna take the Firestorm for that one. All right, our weapon, a Hornet could be good. Reflux, no. Sandhawk, and it's corrosive. Oh my god, maybe the Sandhawk is a maybe. Good Juju, no. Kibsworth, oh my god, shit, maybe as well. Ooh, could be. It's not the worst anointment in the world either. Oh, okay. I think I found my gun. I think I found what I'm taking. The Soul Render is actually huge, and we got a Flipper. Oh my god, there's actually so many good guns. Oh my god, alright, so we've got either the Soul Render, there's the goddamn Kibsworth, or we've got the Sandhawk. Shit, this is actually a lot harder of a choice than I'm making it out to be. I'm just gonna, we're taking it. We've got to take the Soul Render. Alright, realistically, the thing I'd want here is like a Transformer. Honestly, just straight up. I'm not really that bothered with whatever I get. Considering I can't really grind gear, a Revolter could be good. Could be great, actually. Yeah, it's looking like the Revolter is probably the thing we're taking here. Revolter is probably going to be our choice. All right, and our final legendary is, I'd love it if you just spit out like a Kibsworth. Not quite what I was after, but sure. With our first diamond key of the run spent, it was time to get to max level before taking on any of the end game activities. The best way to quickly reach max level, in my experience at least, is in the Handsome Jackpot DLC. You see, this DLC has a boss fight quite like no other, Scrap Trap Prime and his Scrap Trap Nest. I beelined it here once we were done getting our loot from the diamond loot room, and before long I had my XP farm laid out right in front of me. The Scrap Trap Nest just spits out relatively weak enemies that give you a ton of XP each once you kill them, and there is a lot of them in this fight, and the best part is it's so easy to respawn everything. Once you kill that last scrap trap, you head up this container, stand in the corner for a few seconds, run back down, and lo and behold, everything respawns. And this is how I spent my next 2 hours basically. Kill scrap traps, level up, spin the golden chest after a few levels, repeat. Alright, well, this will be the final few claptraps until level 72. And then this is where the real hell begins. I'm gonna have to refine the build. I do think clone is what I'm gonna go with. That's level 72. This is it. We're in endgame now. And this is where things are gonna get seriously difficult. Oh my god. I am nervous. Second and last diamond key of the run. And I am genuinely nervous for this. We are at max level. I'm in dire need of you to spit me out something good. I want an Infernal Wish. I would love a Plasma Coil. I would kill for a Kibsworth. Hell, I'd take a Maggie. Just please, for the love of God, give me something good. I'm gonna close my eyes whilst I press this because I'm genuinely scared. Oh no. Oh no. I'm looking at that wall and I'm not loving what I'm seeing. Straight off, I'm not. Oh no. All right, we're gonna start with the grenades. If anything I want here, I probably want like a Quasar, a Widowmaker, a fastball, not really what I'm after. A Hex could also actually be great. An action skill end, gain 50% cryo damage. That could be what we take. Not quite what I'm after. The epicenter and a Widowmaker. All right, we're taking the Hex. We're taking the Hex. We're gonna go to the guns last. A Tango Foxtrot. We got a front loader. We don't care about anything that. We got a I got a snowshoe. No, thank you. I got another snowshoe. We got an old god. Old god, honest to God, could be pretty fun. Potential. A rough rider, not quite what I'm after. A black ham, no. Our front loader again. We got another old god. We got ourselves an OM. We got ourselves a Tango Foxtrot, and we got ourselves a Boom Blaster. My shields really weren't the greatest. The old god, I am tempted. 15% chance to absorb, but we also get recharge rate, elemental damage resistance, and 20% cryo. Here we got the minus 25 recharge, we got the 25% damage resistance, and the 20 cryo. I'm probably gonna take this one. This one just, yeah, we got the absorb as well, and we're just gonna straight up equip it. Now for our guns. Honest to God, looking at this wall, just from what I'm seeing here, I'm not loving it. We've got ourselves a Jaguar, a Super Ball, a Reflux, a Nukem, a Chaosin could be huge. We got a oh my god, I didn't even spot it. Oh my god, I didn't even spot it. I thought that was something completely different. Oh my god. Oh, you're coming home with Papa. Oh my god. Oh my god. And we got another gun. It's a shotgun. It's not at all what I wanted, but I'll take it. The Kib's Worth may have genuinely just saved my life. Is one gun gonna be enough to get me through the entirety of this endgame? This is gonna be a rough ride. Captain Haunt from the Bloody Harvest event was the first endgame activity that I wanted to complete, mainly because I thought it would be the easiest, which, spoilers, it was. We collected our ghosts from Maurice in a matter of minutes and then did a light bit of pre-haunt gambling. Confidence was not feeling too hot for this one, even though the haunt isn't exactly difficult, like I just said. I still had nowhere near an optimized build for any real endgame content, so quite frankly, I was kind of winging it. Getting through the actual area was not too hard at all. The Kib's Worth really did show its worth here and cleaned house with ease. But it was soon time for a fight with Haunt, and it started off pretty well-ish. Our damage wasn't great, but it was enough to kill him, which is all I cared about. But then I ended up taking it down when we were about a third of the way through his health, which led to a death and a restart. But the second attempt went much better. And we're back to full health, eh? Shit. If I can hit those crits with this thing, like, it will chunk his health. But that's a big ol' if I can hit the crits. So my accuracy is failing me right now. I can definitely kill this guy. I just need like a little bit of luck with ammo to drop my way. Like, Haunt is certainly one of the more beefier guys we're gonna be fighting throughout this entire thing. All right, which one's first? It's you. Let's just destroy that. Let's destroy that. And the last one is where? Destroy that. God, the things I do right now for like a pearl, or like a company man, or just something that could just boost my damage a bit, man. Like, the damage is there, don't get me wrong, but man, it could be so much better. Alright, well, he's got full health now, which is full shield now, which is annoying. Well, I had to preserve my life a little bit there, which I suppose was the smart thing to do. Luckily as well, though, this thing can shred when given the opportunity. Come on, big guy. Just die. I know you want to. You're so close to death anyway. Just fall over. Come on, just fall over. I just need you to fall over. Jesus Christ almighty. 5 spins for a victory win? I think so. We got an infiltrator. Not quite what I'm after. And a red card. Also not what I'm after. Oh, please. Oh my god, there's 2. There's 2 of them. Please. Just be something good. We got a jackhammer, not quite what I want. And a hyper focus. Why? With our celebratory gambling sesh out of the way, it was time to focus on the next bit of endgame content, being Joey Ultraviolet. This follows the exact same formula as the Bloody Harvest event. Find some things, give them to Maurice, head to a location, kill a bunch of bad guys, and then it's boss fight time. Where this one differs to Haunt is the actual boss fight, because for the first time in this playthrough, I got my ass royally handed to me. Okay, how difficult is this gonna be? Let's find out. There's so much going on in this goddamn arena. I always forget just how chaotic it is. And Joey. Just you and me. Never mind. Why, oh, why do you have so much health? Specifically, goddamn armor. When I just don't have a single corrosive gun. God, the things I would do right now for a plasma coil. Oh my god. Unspeakable things. Unspeakable things. Great, I just got annihilated by nothing. Like, I feel like a goddamn pebble got thrown at my toe and I just lost all my health. I'm dead. What's the point? What the fuck is it? I can't kill the fucking thing. Great. Well, that's the best I'm gonna get there, isn't it? Like... Alright, let's see how awful this is now. Alright, halfway there, finally. Oh my god, he has such a little amount of health in comparison to armor. Jesus Christ, finally. All it took was getting some gear that's actually good. Huh, who could have seen that coming? Jesus Christ, this is gonna suck. Both of the event bosses were dead and we were heading off to start one of the takedowns, and the first of those was the Molly-one takedown. And I won't lie, this caused a couple of problems for me. There are a few squeaky bum time moments during the opening sections of this fight, but we soldiered on through, and then it was time for the Valkyries, and thanks to my Kibsworth having both fire and corrosive damage, this was a breeze. But then it all went to shit because I could not for the life of me get through this next section. I got stuck in a corner, are you kidding me? I'm gonna die now. Super sick. I got stuck in a corner and two-tapped by a goddamn nullhound. Jesus Christ, and now I'm dead here. Great. I just feel like I'm dying so quickly. It's so much quicker than what I was. And then, of course, he just dips away. Oh my god, man. I definitely think we might be in need of going back to, like, a clone build. Because I just can't deal with the amount of enemies that just immediately blitz me in, like, one bullet. Like, he literally just one-tapped me. Like, Jesus Christ, the fuck is that all about, man? Like, he literally just runs up to me and thumps me once and I'm dead? Like, bullshit. Dead to the war dogs again, man. The second they spawn in, I just fucking die. You get to that area and there's literally just 25 enemies that just can insta-nuke you. And they all spawn in at once and just lock onto you, man. Like, it's just, I can't get through it. I just don't have the build for it. It's like, I have the damage now, I just need the survivability, and I have fucking zero survivability. Yeah, I am running into that death trap, you kidding me? No chance. You can come to me, pal. Nuh-uh. No way, Jose. Not happening. That's mine. Goddamn, I thought my sentinel was a goddamn enemy for a second, then I was about to cry. My good lord, please just open up. There we go. You're gonna spawn the big guys, and they're gonna die. Or I'm gonna die. Jesus Christ, man. And I think there's gonna be another set of two. Right? Nope. We're done. Oh my god. Wotan, come here and die. Please, I swear to, if he kills me, I swear to god I'm gonna be so upset. Because between this guy and the rest of these, like, last bosses, I think Wotan's probably the easiest. So, hopefully I don't die. And I just punched the crap out of my mic. Oh, that was a shield gun and my game just almost crashed, which was crazy. I just need the big guy to die. How has Wotan, unironically, been the easiest part of this entire fight? I don't really know, but he has. And it's crazy. Alright, there we go. This better half is still up, but I don't really care. Because he is dead. Do I have any tizzy ammo? I have 20 rounds. Now I have no rounds. I just need him to die. Jesus Christ, there we go. That's one of our takedowns done. Only took me, like, you know, 45 minutes to, to get through. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. All right, yesterday was a pretty rough go of it. I'm not gonna lie. I played for like 5 hours, and I think I cleared 3 pieces of our endgame content for this challenge. I cleared the Mother 1 takedown, and I also cleared Captain Haunt and Joey Ultraviolet. To clear only 3 pieces of content in that amount of time with this challenge, not good. And I am starting to have like increasing like doubts that I'm not going to be able to beat this. Because I also tried to do one of the Guardian takedowns and got my ass kicked. Also attempted the Trial of Survival. I walked through the actual trial, got to the Skag of Survival, got his health to like halfway, ran out of ammo completely. I actually ran out of ammo when we were like a quarter of the way through. And I was just running around for like 20 minutes letting Sentinel do all the damage, and I eventually got bored and just jumped off the map. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't have the gear for this. The gear that you need for M11, or I guess M10 difficulty at endgame, on Zane at least, seems to be like just, I need better guns, all right? I don't exactly have any of like the top echelon guns for Zane. The Kipsworth is good, don't get me wrong. The Ferber is good, don't get me wrong. So is the Monocle, and the Tizzy is incredible. The only issue with this, it has no ammo. Like the bullets run out in 30 seconds. This is good, but like it's just using it in bipod mode, 0 survivability. The Kipsworth is probably the best gun I have, and I have 3 of them, and then the Ferber is just like pretty good. If I've got everything rolling at max stacks, it's great, but like I don't have anything that's like, wow, this is gonna save my life, this is gonna carry me through everything, and I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. I actually booted up my other Zane last night and ran the exact same build on that character that I'm running on this character with good rolled gear, not gold roll, just like good rolled gear and like best in class gear for Zane, and walked through everything, man. I'm telling you, I just need some good stuffs. The main thing that I think I need is an artifact. I'm still running a level 50 splatter gun because I cannot get anything better. Like, my class mod's also not that great, mainly just because the miners suck on this. I could do with a better executor. My revolter is as good as it's going to get. I've got 2 or 3 of these as well. I've got 2 of them. I've got this one, which is radiation, and this one that is the action skill star, which is great to have. The mesmer is literally just there for the anointment. Tizzy, great, like I said. The guns are good, but they're not like the best of the best. And then I have like the other Kipsworth here. I've got a monocle. They're like my only other guns that I have. And then everything else here is just like, just basically proc the anointments. I need better gear. I could sit here for like an hour and just spin the golden chest because I have like a bunch of keys in my mail, and I could just glitch my way to 1,000 gold keys and sit here and spin this, but I don't want to because it's boring. For me at least. You'd see like 10 seconds of it. I'd see like 3 hours of it. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Like, I genuinely feel like if I could just get myself like a pearl of ineffable knowledge, it makes this run a million times easier. But if I go through that DOC and get that, it voids the entire thing. So I don't see what the point is. I have to get everything via gambling. Golden keys and diamond keys only. Gambling is the way. I can't break it, but I want to so badly. Even if I got like an icebreaker victory rush, incredible. If I could get like a company man, which I think you can get from the golden chest, but it's like a minuscule chance of getting it, would be great. Oh, I'm having like an existential crisis because I have so much stuff to go through and I just don't think I'm gonna be able to beat it, and I don't want to fail this run because it's been so fun so far and I don't want to fuck it all up at the end. Oh, God, help me. So I didn't exactly spend hundreds of keys like I said I would, but I did spend approximately 86 golden keys. I also spent 1 diamond key as well. And in all of what I spent from the golden chest, we got 7 guns that I've kept, 1 being the Chaos, which I think is a good gun. I don't know whether it's going to be good for what we're going to try and do, but hopefully it can be. We got ourselves a double penetrating echo. We got a face puncher. We got a Lyuda, which is pretty sick. We got a Maggie and a Rowan's Call, which I do hope is just gonna clean house for me. I'm gonna go switch around the anointments as well on a few of these. And we got a companion, which I do think could be pretty fun, but at the same time, I don't know if it's gonna be that good. And for the diamond key, we got ourselves a Breath of the Dying, which I love this thing. I think it's one of the best guns in the game, personally at least. Hopefully it can do a job for us. And I got an Infinity as the reward thing as well from the diamond chest. As for pretty much everything else, I got no shields worth noting. I didn't get a single executor mod from the golden chest in 86 keys, which is insane. I got no worthwhile grenades to talk about. And in terms of artifacts, we've got ourselves an atom bomb victory rush, which could do something. I don't think it will. Out of the victory rushes I got, I think this is probably the worst one. We got ourselves a caustic coast victory rush, which could be pretty fun. I got myself an icebreaker static charge, and I do think this is what I'm gonna try and run first because it's an icebreaker. That bonus damage and the cryo efficiency is pretty damn great. And then I also got myself a flesh melter victory rush, as well as an icebreaker white elephant. I do think I might try one of these two first. I think the icebreaker stat charge is the one I'm going to go for, just because we do get quite a bit of cryo damage from Zane's like skill tree and whatever. I think this could be pretty beneficial there, but obviously that 18% movement speed and damage when killing a badass for 60 seconds is huge on a victory rush. I just kind of wish we got the icebreaker on this. That would have been so huge, but as is my luck, I guess. But we are gonna start with this one. And I am also going to switch around some of these guns. We're going to throw on, I think I'm also going to throw on the Roland's Call. And I'm going to try the Breath of the Dying as well. And I think I'm also going to take off the Kib's Worth for the Maggie. Maggie is a great gun in this game. Whether it's still great, I don't know. But it used to be one of my favorites. Hopefully it's still up there as one of the best. It's been a while since I've used it. But I'm going to go switch around some anointments, and then we are going to try the Guardian takedown once again. But it was time to make a start on the next takedown, the Guardian one, where we have two bosses in Anathema and Scourge, which, you know, shouldn't be too difficult, right? The one thing you're going to see a lot during these endgame activities is mobbing is so easy. A lot comes down to the Roland's Call just being absolutely insane, but mobbing at max level Mayhem 11 was easy. Bossing, on the other hand, not so much. You see, on Zane, when it comes to bossing, I typically build into either a full splash damage Creamer build or go down the clone plus grease trap route. Neither of those options were available to me because I couldn't pull either of them from the golden chest, and honestly, I think I'd used my rightful amount of diamond keys. And therefore, I had to stick with what I had and make my build a jack of all trades kind of build, which it really wasn't. So much so that I couldn't deal enough damage on true Vault Hunter difficulty here, and even on normal difficulty, it still took me 3 attempts before Anathema was defeated. Although on at least one of those attempts, I did quite literally just get thrown off the map, so I feel like that one doesn't really count. And our destination is gonna be where? Alright, we're gonna head this way. That was so close. Alright, we should be groovy. From here on, yep, you're gonna die now, pal. Once my clone is recharged, you are dead. You are dead, man. My god, finally. It only took 3 attempts. But you are finally dead. Aye, aye, aye. And that is our 4th. Oh my god, don't push me off. Anathema was finally taken care of on that 3rd attempt, and now it was time for Scourge. Arguably the harder boss here. Well, not today, thankfully, as the Roland's Call just obliterated everything in this fight. I mean, it took me 24 minutes to get through the whole thing, but Roland's Call was just cruising here. The true trials were up next, and this is where things began to actually get difficult. I just mentioned that I couldn't even do the harder versions of the takedowns thanks to my gear just not being good enough, but that wasn't going to stop me from attempting these trials on true trial mode. The trials are like mini takedowns. Each one focuses on a different faction of enemies, at least for the most part, and they all have their own unique bosses at the end. Once again, the mobbing sections of each of these trials, easy as can be, but the bosses are where I struggled. You see, a few years ago, Gearbox made it so each true trial on true trials mode had massively increased health pools for each of the bosses, making each one of them have health values in the billions, akin to old raid bosses from previous games. The health increase for these bosses was to encourage more team play here. I mean, the True Trials podium thing literally has a logo of a full team when you activate, indicating this is for more than one person. But with a well put together build, you can get through these solo. Once again though, my build was not well put together. Not even in the realms of being well put together. The footage you've been seeing whilst I've been yapping is from just one of the 6 trials, the Trial of Survival, and the boss here is a skag that is periodically immune to different elemental damage, and as you can see, I was struggling. But it gets worse. Each of these bosses has 2 health bars. So just when you think you've made it through, it hits you with the old bait and switch, and it's basically game over. I did run this back on normal difficulty just to see what the difference was, and it wasn't even comparable. The boss on normal just gets demolished. Like, I was done within 60 seconds, whereas I just spent the better half of 20 minutes getting through just 1 health bar. And this sucked. Like, this did not feel good to me in the slightest. I had been beaten by the game, but there were still 5 more of these to go through, so there was like a little hope we could at least beat some of them. The next trial up was the Trial of Cunning. This sees us fighting through hordes of bandits that, as per usual, wasn't very difficult. The boss for this trial is the Tink of Cunning, whose main ability is throwing grenades that just refuse to lock onto my clone and only go for me, which was great. For no seriousness, this actually wasn't that difficult. Ammo was my main big concern with these fights. With the massive health pools, would I have enough bullets to kill them? Which is a pretty deserving worry if you ask me. But the Rowan's Call can mitigate any and all ammo problems, as one of its perks is that on crits, it returns ammo to the current mag. And thanks to the Tink of Cunning having a fat head and therefore an easy crit to hit, I just held down the trigger for as long as possible, and soon enough he was dead, and that was the first success of the trials. Next up is the Trial of Discipline that makes you fight an Arbalist of Discipline, and so far out of the 3 trials I had done, this one was the easiest. It had arguably the easiest mobbing section and so far the easiest boss. What made this boss easier was the fact that it's weak to corrosive, and the fact I still had my fire corrosive kip's worth from my max level reward diamond key. That, paired with my clone, just allowed me to pretty safely and easily take this guy down. I mean, it was still like a good 10-minute fight, but with a little bit of perseverance, and down the boss went, and we were now in the positives for our True Trials victories. The Trial of Supremacy is up next. I just said the Trial of Discipline was the easiest trial so far. Well, this trial was about 10 times easier, and I'm not even joking. Each of these trials recordings are between like 15 to 25 minutes long. This one was 8 minutes. And that is all down to the Rowan's Call. I mean, the boss being weak to shock damage and me having possibly the best shock damage dealing weapon I could probably get helped too, but man, this Guardian got cooked by this gun, and this was by far the easiest endgame challenge of this run. Shame I can't say the same thing about the next 2. We went into this trial with 3 wins and 1 loss. Well, I can tell you right now, we did not make this 4 wins. The Trial of Fervor sees us fight the Hag of Fervor at the end of this trial, and this guy has so much goddamn health. To the point it felt like he had more health than all of the other bosses combined. Before I even got all of his armor down, I was completely out of ammo, and the only damage being done to him was thanks to my clone. Now sure, I could have run around for 2 hours and let my clone do all the damage, but I'm not a psychopath, so I gave up. I straight up just conceded and was gracious in defeat. No, I definitely wasn't. I called him a prick and then took the rest of the night off. That leaves us with the True Trial of Instinct, and as I said earlier, this one did not go well. In fact, this was probably the worst I felt after being defeated, because it had been a day or 2 since I'd recorded any footage for this video, and this was the first thing I did when I logged on to finish up this recording. And it wasn't going great. It wasn't going that awfully either, to be honest. We made it to the boss, no worries, and got to killing him, and this was a long ass fight. It wasn't too hard to stay alive, but this tyrant just refused to die. Slowly and surely, we do get his health down, and just as we clear his health bar, I remember he's gonna have 2 phases. And the last 10 to 15 minutes had been for nothing. I had 0 bullets left, and there was no chance I was winning this fight. The fact I was so happy to beat this guy only to completely forget he'd have a second health bar is just peak comedy, to be honest. But overall, to walk away with 3 wins and 3 losses with a pretty poorly put together build from these True Trials didn't actually feel that bad. And with that, it leads us to this. The final endgame piece of content that I wanted to beat, Hermivorous and Vermivorous. Arguably the hardest boss in the entire game, and it was finally time. Now, unfortunately, I was on a time crunch when recording this, and the only time I could get it done was when someone was in the house drilling holes in the wall.
I'm on fire!
So I had my mic muted for this fight, which is unfortunate, but if I'm being real, the only noises you'd have heard coming from me during this would be similar to that one tryhard meme. Because I was trying and sweating my ass off trying to get this fight beaten. It didn't help that the only gun I had that was actually viable in this fight was the Rowan's Call, because that meant I had to try way harder to not run out of ammo, which also meant focusing on all of the smaller bugs to drop bullets, as well as the two big giant bugs trying to kill me. Safe to say, I was stressed. But what I will say is this might have been some of the best Borderlands I have ever played. I locked in and just hit the autopilot button and felt unstoppable for periods of this fight. Like, my damage sucked, don't get it twisted, but as long as I could survive long enough and keep my ammo up long enough, I knew I could beat this fight. And after well over 20 minutes, that's exactly what happened. Down goes Hermivorous shortly after I'd finished off Vermi, and oh my god, this felt incredible. Mainly because I was finally done with this dumbass challenge. And with that, if you have enjoyed, drop a like. Let me know what other Borderlands challenges I should do in the future, and I will see you all in the next one.